Yeah, I'll react to that, sure. Can I help you? Okay, let's do it. Go. First video of the day. Got to start somewhere. My name's Connor, Rhode Island, America. Let's go. Original link to the video, top of the description, right below that, link to the Discord. Click on that, send you right over. Love to have you. Right below that, link to my second channel where I do more non-history related stuff. Let's go. Come on. Okay. If you are not ready to learn, there's the door. You are in the wrong class. It is B period. You idiot. Now, hope you're doing well. Good. Bad, good, or good. Let's go.
Created after World War I, the League of Nations.
Yeah, why didn't America join the League of Nations? Wilson.
Created after World War I to provide an international forum to resolve disputes and to deter future wars. It famously did none of those things. Perhaps more famous, though, is the fact that the United States, despite its leadership being the most outspoken proponents for the League, didn't join. Which raises the pretty obvious question. Why not? Why did the United States refuse to join the League of Nations?
I have no idea, but can I just say how much... This is so random, but do you guys think that eyebrows... Do you think that, like, what are the point of eyebrows? I'm sorry, it's just looking at these drawings. What they do is they portray emotion clearly, and I haven't thought about this much, and so I'm hesitant. But just, what's the deal with eyebrows? You know, like, all right, sorry, it's early, I gotta wake up. Okay.
So, like, question. Why not? Why did the United States refuse to join the League of Nations? So, like most peculiarities in American history, this one can be traced back to Congress. During the First World War, President Wilson presented his 14-point plan.
Sorry, just important to... like, half of these are the same thing. Signed, Wilson.
For the post-war world. This included principles like the right to self-determination, armament reduction, and of course the creation of a League of Nations to arbitrate any future issues to make sure that conflict on that scale never happened again. And Wilson was extremely proud of these ideas, and he was confident that the Democratic-controlled Congress would pass this and they just lost the midterms. And so, by the time the Versailles peace negotiations were ongoing, Wilson had to deal with a hostile Congress, which wasn't going to pass anything without any serious modifications. Thus, led by Senator Henry Lodge, the Republicans asked for some modifications.
Doesn't he have a Cabot Lodge, or is that someone else?
To the Charter of the League of Nations before they'd agreed to Henry Lodge, the Republicans asked for some modifications to the Charter of the League of Nations before they'd agreed to join. The primary issue was that members of the League were required to use military force against aggressive military states if the League demanded it, which Lodge and his peers saw as an infringement on American autonomy. Wilson believed that everything that had been negotiated during the Versailles Conference was fine as it was, and so refused to change anything. In fact, joining the League was bundled in with peace with Germany, meaning that America couldn't formally be at peace unless Congress agreed to both at once. Wilson tried to get around this deadlock not by changing his mind, that would be silly, but by travelling around the country and drumming up support. The idea was that the League would mind peace unless Congress agreed to both at once, in with peace with Germany, meaning that America couldn't formally be at peace unless Congress agreed to both at once.
I don't quite follow.
Peace with Germany, meaning that America couldn't formally be at peace unless Congress agreed to both at once. The conference was fine as it was, and so refused to change anything. In fact, joining the League was bundled in with peace with Germany, meaning that America couldn't formally be at peace unless Congress agreed to both at once. Wilson tried to get around this deadlock not by changing his mind, that would be silly, but by travelling around the country and drumming up support. The idea was that the League would resonate with Americans, who would in turn pester their representatives until they agreed with Wilson. This didn't work, and Wilson never got anywhere with passing the treaty. Wilson was succeeded as president by Warren G. Harding, who at first wanted to join the League, providing it couldn't force America into war. But as time went on, support for the League dwindled, and so Harding signed a separate peace treaty with Germany and pushed for independent agreements to make the world safe.
Sorry, just something inexplicable. It just makes me proud when I see how slow-moving and painful American politics are. It really does make me... It makes me warm inside, you know? It's like, it's like I feel like politics should be like molasses, you know? It should just be this sorry.
Safer. The most notable of these agreements was the Washington Naval Treaty,
Less
which limited
ships,
the size of the great powers' navies. In August 1923, Harding left his position as US President to focus on his new passion of being dead, and his Vice President Calvin Coolidge took over. Coolidge was a fierce proponent of kicking the League of Nations can down the road, and he largely tried to keep America distant from European affairs.
I've heard different things about this president, Coolidge. I heard he was pretty... I feel like I've heard him on both spectrums. Like Wilson, I almost unanimously hear that he was terrible. The thing is about Wilson that I question is that a big reason people say FDR is this sort of top tier, maybe not on the level of Washington and Lincoln. People usually, I think rightly so, put them in a category of their own, but kind of the tier under that, they kind of throw FDR in, and a big reason is because of getting us through World War II. Well, couldn't you use the same kind of logic for Wilson? I don't know. I don't know. But I hear Coolidge was a somewhat good president, if not just kind of like left you alone, which I think is a good president.
And after this, the issue had very little importance to the American people.
I could be completely
less so
wrong.
when Great Depression. The League proved itself to be powerless in the face of Japanese, Italian and German aggression, which meant that American leadership had no interest in joining such a weak organisation. And by the time World War II had rolled around, Americans had forgotten all about it. Although after the war, America would go on to join the League's successor, the United Nations. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and thank you for watching, with a special thanks to my patrons.
Awesome video, as always. History of Matters doing what it does best, tackling large subjects that should take a long time and will take a long time to fully get someone to grasp it, like myself. But it kind of gets your foot in the door, and it makes you think about it, and doesn't overwhelm you too much, which I think is good. Broad strokes first. All right, there was a video on the side that I wanted to check out. If you know, we're done here. See you guys. Oh, here it is. Why didn't the Ottomans conquer Persia? That's what I'm doing next. See you guys.